All right, guys, we're here at Detroit Speed. We've got Matt and Cody. They're gonna give us a tour, so let's go inside. All right, guys, so where are we at? We're in the fab shop?
Yep, we're in the fab shop.
And then this thing is a development vehicle, right?
Yep.
What we got going on?
Fox body coupe. We developed our full rear suspension kit of offerings. So updated links, sway bars, added a track bar mount, reinforced link pockets, stuff like that. It's got our full subframe connectors in it. So yeah, they basically wrapped up the rear suspension development. That stuff's available on the website. It's been out for a little while. And then we've moved on to the front. So they're working on some pretty cool stuff up there.
Right on. You can find it all on your website too, right? So
yep.
DetroitSpeed.com.
Yep.
There it is. All right, Matt, what do we got? We got something crazy here.
Yep, so this is the Daytona project we've been working on. Been showing it on social media and stuff a little bit. That's the hellephant crate engine. So, you know, 1,000 horsepower. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty rowdy. You know, they didn't make very many of them. So. Are
you guys gonna turn it up or just leave it the way it is?
We'll probably leave it the way it is. I don't doubt though somewhere along the way it may get worked on. The owner has got some pretty rowdy cars. He's got some underground racing cars and stuff like that. So he's a fan of big power.
So he's trying to go fast.
Yeah, there's no telling what to do with it.
That's crazy. So we are, I don't know about just yet, but we are gonna unbox. They just received it, the front clip for this thing, full carbon fiber, you said, right? Yep.
So the first one we're just getting will be fiberglass, but yeah, ultimately the whole clip will be carbon, wide body. The whole car has been designed in CAD, and we've been working on the front end components for about the last 6 months. You know, a lot of the proportions have been changed. It won't look like a traditional Daytona. You know, it's going to be more like a modern rendition of if you were to build a 2021 size Daytona. So
yeah, I'm on board with what you guys are doing. I did the same thing with my little truck.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. We grafted one of our Camaro subframes in. You know, these cars were unibody. All this stuff was sheet metal structure up front. So Mark took one of our hydroform subframes, cut it off, and mated the two together.
So everything from, I guess, you guys grafted on from here forward?
Yep.
Jeez.
And then in doing that, part of the body design and the aesthetic of the car, we actually altered the wheelbase from factory to help with the front end proportions. So
which way did you end up going? Shorter or longer?
The wheelbase forward, because originally wheel was pretty close to the fender and door opening, and then it gave you what looked like 4 feet of nose out ahead of the wheel. So we pushed that forward, kind of fixed the proportions in front of and behind the wheel.
Man, this is nice stuff.
It's got we used some of our universal quarter-link components. He scratch built a 4-link in the back.
Jeez, let's go check out that. Inside, I guess, what are you guys doing as far as fab work inside? Anything?
The whole tunnel's been raised. You know, he's added probably 6 inches to it. It's got a T56 Magnum from Bowler in it, so 6 speed behind 1,000 horsepower. It'll be plenty of fun.
Jeez.
And then you can see some of the structure added for the upper link pockets, and then basically what's a torque box for the lower link pockets.
Man, what are you guys doing for wheels in the back? Something big, or?
Yeah, we haven't picked a wheel yet. The tire size, will be 345, 30, 20. So
look at that, it's all 4-link and stuff in the back.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep. So that's again using like a bunch of our universal components. So even though we don't have any current Mopar offerings, you can buy the uncut links, so they come long, and then cut them to length, and work out your geometry and just start welding stuff up.
And this is all stuff you guys offer on your website, right?
Yeah. Yep. So we do a ton of stuff like that, because you can't offer a kit for every car, especially just there's so many changes throughout the years in the same platform. So we do a lot of stuff like that, scratch building 4-link kits.
So what you're saying is people that watch and have no excuse to not build one of these.
I mean, you don't have an excuse to
besides
not
the
build
pockets.
The wing will actually be integrated into the quarter panel. So front leading edge and top will be totally flush, and it'll actually have a vent feature basically between the body and the wing in the back here. It's gonna be pretty crazy.
And he was just showing me this bumper. It's all custom, you guys. So if you guys look at one of these cars originally, like this bumper will be way out here hanging, and you said it goes around the quarter, right?
Yeah, it wrapped around the corner. So sometimes we'll start and modify a stock bumper. This one was so far from what we wanted that Mark just went ahead and built this from scratch.
It looks really good. Check that out. It's all form fitted, and then they're gonna color match it. That's one of my biggest things. I kept telling you guys I don't like the big chrome bumpers that hang off these things.
Yeah, no.
They've addressed that. And we don't even know each other. We're on the same page.
Yeah, it'll get paint match body color. So the thing won't have any exterior chrome or stainless. It'll either be paint matched or it'll be raw carbon. So.
That's awesome. All right, what are we unboxing here, Matt?
We're unboxing front clip for the Daytona here. Just showed up, the mock-up version.
Is this one gonna be the carbon one or just the mock-up?
Mock-up. Yeah.
Okay.
So we did the first round of fiberglass in case we need to modify it or change anything. And then once we're happy with that, the carbon will get laid up.
Let's take a sneak peek before they unwrap it. Oh, it's boxes on boxes. We'll have to wait. I know everybody's mostly Mopar on this channel, but this is worth talking about. So it's got an LT4 in it, yep. 650 horse, 650 torque, and I'm sure they're gonna do a few things to it to bring those numbers up.
Yeah,
but
I mean, for now, that's basically from GM, turnkey crate motor. This one also is a T56 Magnum, so it's a pretty stout combo. Especially this car finished probably be 3,400 pounds, so be pretty healthy. Being a '67 Camaro, so this is kind of where the company started, was the first gens. So this has our full catalog front to rear, suspension components, hydroform front subframe, quad-link rear. It's got mini tubs, 315 rear tire on it. So
holy. So this is your guys' specialty, right? Like all these parts you guys offer to do something like this.
Yeah, so pretty cool. We're getting close. Like as far as that front hydroform subframe, we're getting close to, I think, having 2,000 of those out in the public now. Over the years. So this is definitely the most sorted and longest lasting product line we have currently.
Yeah, let's take a quick look around it. So it's got all your suspension in it.
Yep. So same subframe assembly that's in the Daytona, but they actually bolt into these cars. Still a unibody, and the frame bolts in. So,
and is this a bracket that you guys sell to move the booster or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's our. We do a booster master kit for these cars. This is a little bit previous design. Our current offering is based around C6 Corvette booster master.
Man. Still underway on the interior. We got 3 pedals.
Yep. Yeah.
This thing will be rowdy.
Right so we did a
forge line wheels.
Yep. A 19 by 11.5 with a 315. So that's our mini tub kit is a really popular kit. Even people that don't use our suspension almost universally use our mini tubs because they allow you on the 67 and 8 cars you can do a 315, and then on the 69s you can do a 335 rear tire.
Jeez.
So
this is it. So she's a work in progress, but you guys can follow along on their build on their channel and Instagram as well. All right, Matt's got a bunch of exciting stuff, so I don't think the excitement's gonna slow down here.
Yeah, no, we got, like I said, a ton of blower cars in the shop. Honestly, the most we've ever had here at one time. So LT5 makes like 7, I think they're 730, something like that advertised.
Jeez.
And a 69 GTO. Again, T56 Magnum. So a lot of exciting people apparently.
Damn, I'm the only boring one with the 8-speed.
Yeah, they have their place, but...
What, are these just like mock-up wheels that you guys use?
Yeah, those are gunny wheels, so real handy around the shop.
Well, they look kind of cool just for rolling around on.
Yeah, so when you have, HREs, really high dollar wheel, you don't want to leave stuff like that sitting on the car at all times, especially in the tab or anything like that.
Yeah.
So...
what else makes this car different? I mean, obviously it looks crazy, but all the nitty-gritty stuff on it.
This is another one. We kind of one-off did the chassis work on it. It's got our universal front subframe. So basically we took the stock chassis, cut the front end off similar to the Daytona, grafted a universal subframe in, and then we built our own 4-link kit for the rear as well. Mini tubbed it, be a 325 rear tire.
What is that thing?
That is an electric parking brake. So,
Oh, wow.
you know, we've gotten where we run those quite a bit. Cleans up the cables, cleans up under the dash. So you just do a momentary push button and it engages the rear parking brake.
Dang. There she is.
So a bunch of work, you know. We always replace any panels that are rusty, any exterior mods the customer wants, and then we gap everything. This one, same thing. The bumper's been tucked on the corners and everything. So
Yeah.
see where it's been cut up and modified.
And you'll end up color matching, I'm assuming.
Yep, they'll get bodywork and painted. Another one's the spoiler. If you're familiar with GTOs, the spoiler actually lays back a lot.
Yeah.
So this kind of looks funny through here, so we modified the mounts, stood the spoiler up so it's more flat, and then extended it out to get this contour to meet the quarter.
Jeez.
So it's just a lot of little subtle details like that that make these builds over the top.
And is this gonna be laid out like this, rolling around, or you guys have it slammed right now?
Yeah, we have it pretty slammed. It won't be much taller than this, but it is a little bit low.
Looks good though. All right, these guys are trying to play tricks with me. What do we got here?
So 65 Buick Riviera. You know, you said you don't know much about old motors, which it's not. It's disguised. That's kind of what we were going for. So anybody that's familiar with this stuff, Buick Nailhead is what this thing looks like, but it's actually a tall deck LS engine, fuel injected, coil packs. You know, it's got all the Holly stuff,
Like
throttle body.
they hid everything, you guys. So these are actually bolted. So originally the valve covers from an LS would be right there, and they made these, followed the original casting marks so that they could make their own valve covers that sat up here. And then you're hiding coil packs underneath here, or just the wires?
Passing the wires.
Oh, okay,
All the coil packs are mounted at the back of the engine, kind of where the distributor would have been.
But originally the LS would have them on the valve cover, right?
Yeah, typically. Yep.
That's
So, yeah, it's
crazy.
basically everything you can do to make it look period correct. But yeah, so that motor's, it's totally wired. Like Jason said, it's ready to run, so it doesn't look like much to it.
It's all hidden. So, and you got the two throttle bodies.
Yep.
Still fuel injection, but just trying to make it have that classic look.
Yep, so it still gets a traditional looking air cleaner. Of course, it's handmade. Helps hide everything and just kind of completes the look. So
This thing's wild. You guys do anything crazy to the body? Anything crazier than the rest of it?
yeah. This one, it's a lot of subtle touches again. A lot of the parts aren't on the car to see currently, but hand-built front and rear bumpers. The headlight assemblies, they have the factory clamshell that open and close, so they're totally billet machined, chromed. You know, just a lot of exterior details that really clean up the original look. We even matched kind of like what would have been the original rocker trim.
Look at the rear brakes, carbon ceramic.
Yeah, those are the ZR1 stuff. Yep, car's got ABS on it. It's got a lot of crazy stuff.
Unreal.
We machined these exhaust outlets to look like what the factory rocker trim was, so it's actually got electric cutouts.
This is the exhaust?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So when you open the cutouts, this is where it comes out, and then when the cutouts are closed, it's got full tailpipe still.
That's so crazy. It's because they're coming out with everything. Oh, that's the exhaust way up there. It runs all high next to the frame rail.
Yep.
Jeez.
It's got coilovers on it, but they're JRI J-Ride.
Yeah.
So they're hydraulically controlled, so you can actually raise and lower the car. There's a piston inside here, so the ride height, you know, you can get, I think it's 2.5 inches of adjustment in ride height, so you can really lay it out if you want to.
Just by hitting some buttons or switches.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. What's the next crazy thing?
69 C10. It's one we're getting wrapped up, getting pretty close on, just putting some final touches, and we're gonna start putting some miles on it.
It's got some brakes on it. What's the go again?
So LS Whipple, I forget what displacement the Whipple is, but this thing dynoed right at 1,000 at the crank, so it's pretty healthy.
Damn.
This one's got an automatic. It's got a 4L80 in it. It's got all of our suspension on it. You know, it's another full build for us. Did all the paint and body in house. It's got this crazy satin blue paint job. So it's pretty cool. Pretty outside the norm for us.
What are these off of?
Those are Mustang, I believe, S550.
Oh,
So-
you're gonna piss off some Chevy guys.
We do that with everything.
They look good though. I like the sleek look with the black on there.
Yeah, so we painted the caps. This whole section has obviously been modified because it doesn't mount the same as the Mustangs. So
And you guys custom made, is that plastic then, or?
Yeah, yep. So we made metal brackets that are actually inside of that structure. So, and then, you know, fix it, bodywork, paint it, and it looks like it belongs there.
It does. Was it open?
She was doing some finishing touches on the inside before the seat goes back in. You can see the Holly Dominator and everything's mounted under the seat.
It's all gonna be hidden.
Yep. Yeah, everything's fit and finish is really nice on this one.
And you got some more big brakes in the rear too.
Yep.
4-link, I'm guessing.
Yep, 4-link with track bar.
Starting to see a trend here.
Yeah, it's basically it's kind of part of our product line, and what all these suspension systems revolve around is the 4-link with the track bar, our swivel links. This is a 70 Chevelle we actually built. I'd say we finished it 5 or 6 years ago for a customer. It's got a lot of subtle touches again, kind of like everything. LS 4-liter Whipple. This one makes like 950 at the tire.
Look at that airbox. I didn't even notice that yet.
Yeah, that's a crazy nice piece. All hand fabricated sheet metal.
And then it scoops from around the headlight, or from?
Yep. So if you pulled the headlight assemblies out and this grill, it's actually all windowed out, so it feeds the air filter. And then of course the top panel is removable to service it.
So it's just any air that's ramming in around these headlights is getting sucked in around it.
And from the side of the grill.
Oh yeah, I can see it right there. That's slick.
So yeah, the whole engine base finished out. You know, all of this stuff is very cleaned up. All sheet metal, hand fabricated again.
And even like it's not chrome, it's like a brushed with like a little bronzing or something, right?
So that's a brushed nickel. So this car, every bit of trim is that brushed nickel finish. And there's a lot of like details that you wouldn't typically notice. So on these 70 Chevelles, this grill piece is actually like 10 pieces of trim. And so they don't fit great. So what we did is we modeled and had machined this out of one piece aluminum billet. So, you know, you eliminate a bunch of pieces of trim and give it this nice seamless look.
And you guys mashed it on the headlight bezels and everything.
The bumper's been totally cut up and reworked, kind of like what you saw next door.
Everything's been fitted in.
Yeah.
Because this would, same thing. It's going to be sitting way out, right? Yep. So you guys did it around the corners too.
Marker light bezels are flushed in real nice. This grill opening is not factory. It was basically stretched out just to give it, you know, with the big blower motor, it creates a ton of heat. So to help with the oil coolers and charge cooler and everything, just try to get as much air in the front of the car as you can.
That's wild. 4-link?
Yep.
Why'd I even ask?
4-link, 4.9-inch. This is another one that we kind of grafted one of our universal kits into the front of, because we don't offer any full chassis currently, so that's where we typically always just cut the frame. We have a frame table over there, so we'll cut the frame, fixture everything up, and then graft a new front clip into the car.
Jeez. And then I took a quick look at the interior. That's full custom, of course, right?
Yep.
So check this out. So it looks like it has paddle shifters, no?
Yep, it does. Yep, so the 4L80, it's got the option for the paddle shifters, or what would have been like the factory horseshoe shifter, again finished out in the brushed nickel.
Jeez. And you guys made this whole dash bezel because it looks like it's from the future.
Yeah, that's all hand fab, push button start, vintage air, you know, touchscreen radio. The gauges are custom, and then of course the full interior. Same thing, like we machined all of the door panel trim. That's all one-off stuff, and then finished in that brushed nickel as well.
Wow.
It's a 345 rear tire on a 20-inch wheel, like a 20 by 12.5.
She's nice.
And then this one's got the big carbon ceramic brakes too.
Same thing off of a Vet.
Yep.
Wild.
So yeah, this thing it's pretty killer. It's been out to SEMA a couple of times.
Next car.
66 Ford Mustang that we're just finishing up for a customer. This one's like a couple of weeks from sending it home.
So Coyote swap.
Yep.
Naturally aspirated.
Yep.
Any other goodies, or?
It's just dressed up, you know, cleaned up. Same thing, kind of an intake cover. Kind of keeps it looking a little bit more traditional. It's got a 6-speed in it, Ford 9-inch. This car really just went for a bunch of the kind of subtle overall interior details. All the glass has been flush mounted.
You guys tuck in the bumper?
Yep, all the bumpers have been tucked. These things were notoriously bad from the factory. This bezel was actually a pot metal, and they always crack. They don't fit good. So like these are totally hand fabricated out of aluminum. Integrated turn signals from.
That's a turn signal?
Yep, those would be S550 Mustang.
Look at that. So where would the turn signal normally be on one of these?
In the lower, there's actually a fog light down there now.
Oh, so that would be original turn signal.
Yep.
So check that out. They have the fog light now where the turn signal was, and the turn signal is now there. More big brakes, 6-piston up front.
Yeah, so like at a minimum, we run basically a 14-inch bare brake kit on everything. Some customers opt for the big carbon ceramic stuff that you see. We use some AP brakes, so kind of all over the place, but again, like 14 inch is about the minimum that you get on anything in here. Yep.
Holy.
And same thing on this car. This is another platform that has like our full offering, the 4-link quadrelink in the rear with mini tubs. It gets you the big wheel and tire package, and then our front suspension on this one's actually an aluminum casting, an aluminum cradle. So kind of like the late model Corvettes. Gets you a short long arm setup with coilovers. So these actually handle really well.
Looks clean.
And over here, of course, kind of like we were talking, it's the body shop. So all the paint and body is done in-house. Got 2 guys. They just got done spraying the 71 Firebird for a customer. Did it in a Tanzanite blue metallic. It's a BMW color.
That's a nice color.
So did all the body work, sprayed the paint. So they're currently in the process of wet sanding their life away for the next like 3 weeks. So it's the monotonous part that not many people like, but doing all the wet sanding, buffing, polishing, and then you get to see kind of what it's finally going to look like.
You got some sort of LS something hiding under there, right?
Yeah, that's a LS7 GM crate engine, 6-speed.
So how long do you say they're going to buff this for?
Man, it usually takes about 3 weeks to go through. So you basically work. I think he starts somewhere around 600 up to like 2,000 typically, and then you start buffing and polishing. So he's just now started polishing. He's been sanding for the last week on the shell here.
Just to make sure everything's flawless.
Yeah, it just makes that you can look across the roof. It's just laser straight.
Jeez.
Yeah, the customers that own this, it's a husband and wife. It's actually the wife's car, Deb. They just came in last week right after it was sprayed to check it out, and so like you see them, they get to see it for the first time, and she was super ecstatic about it. So it's pretty cool, and they get to stop in and see it like in process.
Yeah. How many more, I guess, months would you anticipate for the whole cars?
We'll be wrapping this one up wintertime around Christmas. So
she'll be ready to go.
Yeah, a couple more weeks, all this stuff will be done. We'll trade spots. Hopefully we're sending 2 of these vehicles home pretty soon, so it'll move up there, finish the wiring, get into assembly, and typically we'll assemble it, 70%, and then at that point we'll send it off to interior, and they'll build the interior.
So here's the unboxed front end.
That's it. So kind of like I said before, the whole car was designed in CAD. So front bumper and splitter just showed up. This is the fiberglass mock-up version. So we'll basically assemble the whole front clip on the car, and once we get to where we're happy with everything, Fiber Forge will go ahead and lay up all the same components in carbon. So
that's cool. Then did you end up getting the wing and all that stuff too, or?
The wing is like 2 weeks out. So
is it?
That'll be the next.
You got the hood up there though, right?
Yep, that's the hood. So the nice thing about having the whole car in CAD is we had the subframe and the engine, and all of that was used to design the front clip and actually make sure that we had the appropriate hood clearance for the massive blower and everything like that.
So you guys will have this all fitted on pretty soon?
Yep. So we'll build the front end structure, mount radiators and coolers and everything like that.
What? I guess you guys are still waiting on fenders too, right?
They're here.
Oh, they're wrapped up. It's like Lego.
Yep.
That thing's gonna look mean.
So what we end up like 2 inches wider, 2 inches flared, basically.
Yeah, I guess something like that.
You guys gonna put like?
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of
louvers or something?
Yeah. So the hood will get painted body color, and then the louvers will all stay raw carbon.
Jeez, this thing is gonna look insane. Looks good, guys. All right, so thanks, Matt, for taking us on a little tour. If you guys want to check out more, you can find them at Detroit Speed on Instagram and on YouTube. I'll link it down below as well, and I'll see you guys on the next video.